Jack smiled. "Some kind of animal," he said. "But what is it?" Annie was an expert on animals. "All kinds," said Annie. "I have to get my big folder of pictures." Heading up their street, Jack and Annie walked by a church and the library. As they passed the Frog Creek woods, Annie grabbed Jack's arm. "Stop! Look!" she said. She pointed to a small gray bird sitting on a branch. The bird had a bright red beak. Its yellow eyes were staring straight at them. "What's that?" said Jack. "A red-billed oxpecker," Annie said in a hushed voice. "I thought they only lived in Africa." The bird let out a raspy cry. "He wants us to follow him," said Annie. "We can't, not if you want to get your folder," said Jack. "We have just enough time to go to our house and get back to school before the end of recess." The oxpecker cried out again. Then it spread its wings, lifted off the branch, and flew into the woods. "We have to follow him," said Annie. "We can't do both. I told you," said Jack. "Make a choice, your science report or the bird." The oxpecker called from the trees. "The bird," said Annie. She started running. "Oh, man," said Jack, but he hurried after Annie. The little bird kept calling, leading them on through the Frog Creek woods. "This has to mean the treehouse is there," called Annie. "Maybe we're going all the way to Africa." "I guess we'll find out," said Jack. "Remember our other 2 trips to Africa?" said Annie. "The gorillas in the mountain forest? The lions in Tanzania?" "Oh, yeah, the lions," Jack said with a shiver. They had barely escaped the lions. Annie and Jack hurried through the woods until the oxpecker called to them from the tallest oak. They stopped and looked up at the top of the tree. Sunlight shone on the magic treehouse. "I guess you made the right choice," said Jack. "Yes, I did," said Annie. The oxpecker took off into the bright spring sky. "Thank you," Annie called after it. Then she grabbed the rope ladder and started up. Jack followed. When they climbed inside, Jack looked around and frowned. "Morgan didn't send a research book," he said. "She just left the Pennsylvania book to take us back home." "Yeah, but here's a note," said Annie. She picked up a piece of paper from a dark corner of the treehouse. She unfolded the paper and read aloud. "Journey to a grassland with flowers and thorns, wildebeests, zebras, and creatures with horns. Use magic just once. Save life old and new. To chase away danger, here's what to do. Find a paper tree with roots at the top. Point to the giant. Say, 'Please make them stop.'" "Wow, I guess we're having recess in Africa today," Annie said. "That's the only place where wildebeests and zebras live naturally, just like oxpeckers." "And lions?" asked Jack. Annie nodded. "Nearly all wild lions live in Africa." "Okay," Jack said with a sigh. He took a deep breath and looked at the rhyme. "What's a paper tree?" he said. Said Annie. "Paper can be made from trees, so maybe it has something to do with that." "No, it says with roots at the top," said Jack. "Trees only have roots at the bottom. And what does this mean? Point to the giant. What giant?" "A big animal like a gorilla or an elephant?" said Annie. "They're big, but I wouldn't call them giants," said Jack. He looked around. "Too bad we don't have a research book." "We'll just have to figure it out," said Annie. "Should we point to the word grassland and make a wish?" "Go for it," said Jack. He handed Annie the rhyme. "But listen, when we land, don't run off like you usually do. Wait until we decide on a plan, something we both agree on. Promise?" "Sure," Annie said. "Let's go." She pointed at the word grassland. "I wish we could go there," she said. The wind started to blow.